Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Magic and Miracles, where you learn how to be the magician of your life. My name is Anna, and I've created Magic and Miracles to help people of all walks of life achieve their manifestation goals. I've been a life coach for 9 years total now, 2 years on YouTube, and I've created my coaching program specifically for the YouTube audience in order for people to be able to achieve manifestation progress and achieve their goals in minimal time versus spending years. I've consolidated all of my experience, all of the years of research and tweaking and perfecting my techniques and teachings into this coaching program that I call the Signature Package. I recommend 2 to 3 months in this package in coaching with me. We meet 3 times per week. Everything's recorded. In between, you have access to me, certainly via email or need be text messages. Sometimes we interact by audio messages if something comes up. But essentially, in this intense way, I am able to help you attack your old system that is running the show right now. So it's a 3-step process. First, we need to cover your history. I need to understand where you're coming from, what has happened up until today, so that I can get a really good picture. And I'm very, very detailed and very thorough for this reason, because I want to see the clear picture of your blueprint. In other words, what do you believe about yourself? What do you believe about relationships, etc., etc.? We go through it all. But I'm primarily interested in history, first things first. Then I help you process the emotions that will inevitably come up. I don't know how I do it. I'm not even bragging, but I always get out of my clients what no therapist could get out of them, what no other coach could certainly get out of them. I don't know. My energy is different, and this is why I work with people so easily. Like there's a resonance to open up and to tell me exactly what hurts, and some memories that you may not even remember consciously right now, but they will come up. It always happens in my coaching. So all of this emotional baggage, it needs to be cleared, and I help you do that. There's various ways that we do it, but most certainly and primarily we discuss it. Okay, these are things that in some cases, in most cases, have not been dealt with and discussed for years, for decades, all your life in some case. So that's really, really important. Why? Because detachment from that old drama, trauma panorama will help you detach yourself literally and physically from the old timeline that you reside on now. And if you want to change your life and embark on a new timeline, you need to drop all of that garbage and leave it behind. And then the third part, of course, is I teach you manifestation, imagination of your new world. Some of you, not for nothing, have never sat down and formulated exactly what you want. And a lot of people suffer from this habit because they don't believe it's possible for them. Well, everything is possible. I'm the living proof of it. I'm still in shock at my life, to be honest with you. And this is why I started this channel, to wake as many people up to their potential. But essentially, I teach you everything that I've learned about manifestation, what worked for me. I teach you energy work, which is really just amazing way to amplify your manifestations, and nobody teaches it like I do because they just don't have the same experience. I've dealt with energy work since I was like 12 years old because my grandmother, she was extraordinary in that way that she really understood this interaction with the invisible. And I can give a lecture on just that topic alone, but essentially you are an energetic being in an energetic world, and you really should get familiar with this energy world and how it operates, what laws, and how you can literally boost your manifestations by utilizing the natural laws of the universe. You're not breaking any free will, certainly not in your universe. You're not harming anybody. You always should come from benevolent kind of positioning, but ultimately you directing the energy of the universe towards your desires in such a powerful and significant way that it might just spook you. That's all I'm saying. So that's the coaching. If you're interested, you need to pre-book, sign the coaching agreement. If you're paying by installments, which the link is all the way on the bottom of description for the signature, for the on-the-go package, for the video school, and 4 sessions, those 4 packages. And if you're paying in installments, please reach out to me after you booked, and I'll send you the coaching agreement separately in an email, upon which we should agree on a time. So give me your availability for our first session and tell me if it's Zoom or phone calls you prefer. So today I have a very special message and I hope that it reaches you the way I mean it, because this is really fucking powerful. And I'm going to try to articulate what I never articulated. So the topic of today is give yourself back your SP. So right now, if you're having issues with your specific person, and which is why you're listening to this, of course, there may be this impression in your mind, and especially if you're just getting familiar with how manifestation works, is that maybe something is happening to you. Basically, you're not empowered here, you're not powerful at all. It feels like, especially if it's a shit show of a situation, which it probably is, not for nothing, you're under the impression that the SP left of their own accord, that they're acting this way of their own accord. You're under the impression that the universe is against you. Well, as tough as it may sound to you at this moment in time, understand the reality is a mirror. Okay, it's directly reflecting to you all of your inside fears, insecurities. Unconsciously, you've buried a lot of things already. Okay, listen, starting in childhood, if there is especially a traumatic memory, maybe several, I've dealt with it all in my coaching. Just as a human, you suppress a lot to keep surviving, to keep functioning. And that's not to say that it's healthy, it's very unhealthy, but that's what most people do. So your SP is literally a replica of your subconscious mind. And there's usually, you animate your reality. So you're animating your SP right now, the way that they're behaving or not behaving. It's entirely in your control. You're always in power. And I think the fun part that you should observe in your situation at this moment is that even what you're manifesting, even if you don't prefer it, realize how powerful you are that you could do that. So to me, if you're that powerful to create some really shitty situation, imagine how much easier it is to create something wonderful, something beautiful and magnificent between you two. Because I'm telling you right now, the shit show situation takes a lot longer to create. You have to persist on it. And it really has to be a lot of heaviness and heavy energy. Now, this does not benefit you, and you're the only person I ever care about in my coaching or as far as these audios and this channel is concerned. And so leave your fucking SP alone and stop pretending like you're not creating the shit. Okay, I'm just going to be straight with you. I'm a very straightforward coach. You should watch more than one video. I'm never going to disrespect you, but I'm also not going to sugarcoat it. All right. So it's your show. Start owning your show a little bit, and let's detach from this illusion that something is happening to you. No, you're doing it. If you're learning anything whilst you're doing it, that's another story. So if the message of this is usually a pattern, is it not? Is a pattern. It's been a pattern in your life. So if the message is not received from this circumstance, from this dysfunction, from this reoccurring situation that you, like a Xerox, keep receiving the same fucking bullshit. Because remember, universe is a copycat. Universe is a copying machine. It doesn't fucking have an agenda. Whatever you kind of like put in your subconscious mind, and by the way, I'm going to address that in just a little bit here. It's not such a mysterious part of your psyche, parenthesis here, but whatever you put there and you don't re-examine, it just keeps printing on a loop, like the same fucking movie. All right, it just reproduces it on a loop. So if the message is not received from the circumstance and you continue thinking that poor me and this is happening to me, I have no ownership of the situation. If the message is not received and understood and accepted by you, okay, like hello, good morning, how are you, this is your reality, you're creating it, then, you know, if it is received, there's no more need to relive the experience, and that's duplicating the past. But you're not receiving the message, and the message is so elegant and simple, you're creating it. I mean, if it just boils down to that, quite frankly. You're creating it, now find out why. So simple. You don't need any manifestation techniques per se. I could teach you different tricks, very powerful ones. I could teach you different visualizations, different magic spells, energy work, and blah, blah, blah. But, and this is a huge but, okay? B-U-T parenthesis here. Don't get excited. Don't know why this is so funny to me. Okay. It never will work if you yourself are not in concert with your original self. Now, here we go. This is the concept that I want to unveil. This is what I help people to do, is to go back to their original superhero, okay, state. This is the original state. When you were born into a family, and things happened, and parents, and maybe your mom or your dad really affected you. Maybe it wasn't a parent, maybe it was a guardian. But your original state got fucked with. Okay, your original Rolls-Royce engine, as marvelous as it was and pristine going in, it got fucked with. And so now you are not even in the vicinity, perhaps, if you're suffering in any shape or form, you're not in the vicinity to anywhere near to the original superhero state. You've forgotten that that's who you are. And so you need a reminder. If you want to crack the code to this reality and master parallel reality travel like I have, you have to become a little more flexible and lighter in vibration. And that is essentially reaching for the highest version of yourself, the original self that knows everything, that has the answers to everything, that is basking in bliss and love, and realizes even when shit show things happen, they still love themselves. And yes, I've given different kind of like terms like Golden Buddha, your God state, but now it's like the original state from which is the godly state. This is who you're supposed to be all along when you clear out all the drama, trauma, panorama. When you're in that state, everything is normal and natural to you. What right now it seems like an impossible proposition and something completely far-fetched, to you, it's like an everyday fucking occurrence and you don't even blink an eye, okay? But you need to part with the false self that you've been pretending to be, posing limitations on yourself of that false copycat self. You're being a copycat of your own self, all right? So essentially, you need to go back to the original, the genius, the one that knows it all. And so the clearing of that energy and parting with that past self, false self, this is where your power lies. This is where you begin, like, it really starts to click in. A lot of the things that I'm saying on this channel, in parentheses here, not to disrespect anybody, but I'm always recording with the understanding that you've already had the work done. So don't frustrate yourself if you don't feel like I'm talking to you, because some of the things are like really far-fetched sounding to you, but they're not. They're really not. Okay, so understand that's the premise from which I'm recording. And so let's go to the subconscious and the conscious mind now. If you want to change anything in the subconscious mind, you got to start with the conscious. Okay, don't be lazy. and don't try to look for a quick fix that doesn't exist. Okay, there are no quick fixes. Quality things happen over time. This is why I take my time in my coaching. I really am interested in your progress, and so should you be as well, of course. And you should come open and humble to my suggestions, because if you could have done this yourself, you would have done it already. But it needs to be selected consciously, not haphazardly. And so consciously selecting ideas that you will instill in yourself, in your subconscious mind, it's an artistry that you have. And so if you're coming off of your false self at this moment, okay, I'm just going to, from now on, refer to it as a false self, because that's not really who you are. Really, you are the golden Buddha, the original self, the original superhero who was born to manifest like left and right and like crazy, like fireworks going off, right? SP my ass, like I always say. You have to start from scratch and build this world. Okay, you can be on the surface level in your manifestation game, like with techniques and this and that. You can be also with the Neville Goddard crowd, which listen, not for nothing. I like Neville Goddard. It's just incomplete, I feel, the teaching really is, okay? You can go with the states, or be in the state, or you can go even fucking higher than that and be in the original state. And this, my darling, you can create from scratch. There are no rules. You can become anybody you want, even better than you ever dreamed that you could be, in terms of the kind of SP version that you have, in terms of what kind of money you think you can make, the kind of body you think you can really walk around in on this planet Earth. I don't care what you want, but it's your responsibility to construct this world. And since the shit show right now isn't working out so well, clearly you need to fire the crew of the old movie and hire a brand new crew that's going to be completely conducting the show according to your new rules. This is the world. This is my original superhero state, where this is the only thing that I accept. Now, this is really important what I'm telling you. I hope you're really understanding it. It has to be that it's alive before you even see it. So there is no such thing as impatience. There is no such thing as checking every 5 minutes your email or your phone. It doesn't exist. When you're creating from the original superhero state, you know that you're constructing for eternity. Okay, this is in stone. In fact, the most productive thing that you can ever do on any given day is to continue getting familiar with the vibration of the world that you want to live in, ignoring completely what you see. So again, it isn't that your SP went away somewhere and they have the mind of their own. You uninvited them from your reality. You have created them the way that they are. You're seeing your creation, and some of it is within you, clearly, because everything is composed of only you. And so now you need to redo your world completely. You need to reevaluate everything that you have been doing thus far from scratch. Building this world is the most precious work you will do. Underline 300 million times. Creating this world is the most precious work you will ever fucking do. Okay? If you work on yourself, vibrationally speaking, you can afford the Rolls-Royce version of your SP. Why settle for less than what you deserve? Only the best. So work on becoming the best version of yourself with the best version of your world. And don't worry about what the outside looks like. It will change momentarily. But without you changing your mind, changing your subconscious, deliberately choosing new ideas to entertain, and eventually they will seep into your subconscious. It's just a changeover. Sure, the old system will fight you for its survival. That's what it usually happens. That's just how the programming works. When one programming is taking over the old programming, it's like, that's what happens. It's going to fight you for survival, but you need to completely stick to your guns because you're in love with this creation. Okay, you're in love with having a complete different type of relationship, different kind of dynamic in your world. Okay, it feels different. The air is different. You feel secure. You feel like you love your life because now you're really going for what you really want. And you're no longer pretending like it's not within your power to change things. Because let me tell you something, when you're committed to your original state and nobody gets to budge you, and they shouldn't. Okay, this is exactly what you're working on. You're stabilizing yourself in your mind. This is when like people ask me, how can I control my thoughts? You go back to your original world. This is my new blueprint. This is what I'm working off of. Everything else is a fucking distraction. If you're faithful to your blueprint, the new blueprint that is, nothing can go wrong because you can always remind yourself, oh yeah, this is what I'm working on. This is where I'm going. And parenthesis here, this is reality. This is not some mumbo jumbo fake bullshit. This world will be here momentarily if you continue interacting with it vibrationally. The most important thing I want to say is this. I think the process of all of this has to be enjoyable on some level, certainly. Okay, when you're replacing some shit show for something extraordinary and you're deciding to finally give yourself back your SP and not be this person who's under the impression that they have to suffer at any point in time. Suffering is optional. Listen, you can be pissed off, you can be angry, you can be processing things, this and that, but suffering is option. Suffering is saying like, I am powerless right now. I have no power here. Yeah, you do. You're doing the whole shit yourself. So just create a new show, not the shit show, the new beautiful, magnificent show of yourself. What needs to change immediately, okay, two things. Your perspective that this could actually become enjoyable because you're realizing your power. Okay, when you start realizing just how powerful you are, that you're creating it all, I mean, that's it. What else? What else can I tell you? You're like, okay. Now I don't feel that powerless anymore because I'm recognizing my signature, my blueprint of the past, my fingerprint on it, that at some point unconsciously, again, okay, this is why, resorting to falling asleep to a tape is not going to change your life. Unconsciously you resorted to something, so now consciously you're going to override this programming by really crafting a new world that's going to represent your highest potential. And don't ever fucking settle. Settling is not, for us over here at Magic and Miracles. You ask for the highest and the best. That's the only thing and guess what? When you get to the highest and the best that you think right now you can have, that's going to be just like normal. And then another highest and best will be unearthed. So if you're having fun in the process, if you're appreciating at the very least the process and you're understanding the key elements of what I just explained, then it's a different vibration. If you're coloring the manifestation process with suffering, well, guess what awaits you at the end? If you're starting to realize how powerful you are and that it's all up to you, especially in my coaching, you will definitely see that it's all up to you and it's always been you, right? Again, somebody messed with your engine, but that does not mean you cannot go to a mechanic and restructure yourself. And I guess I should start calling myself a mechanic. Actually, of sorts, yeah, like an engineer kind of situation. But when you start coloring your world with love, i.e. new vibration, right? And care, meaning discipline, those two things, love and care towards every area of your life, you'll see the transformative effect that it will have. Bar none. You have to enjoy the process. You don't have to rush it. It's going to unfold perfectly. If it's taking longer, it's only because the universe is delivering an even better solution that you could ever imagine with your human mind. Parenthesis here. So by you worrying about how much time is going to take or what, instead of enjoying the process and realizing like in real time your power, how vibrationally internally, changing the inside of how you feel really starts to affect little things at first. Suddenly you get whatever, that bonus for Christmas, whatever. I don't even know where that came from. Somebody probably is getting a bonus on my channel. Comment below if that's you. Suddenly you are seeing couples and you're not turned off by that. Happy couples. Suddenly you're getting some kind of money in the mail. Suddenly whatever, something happy, the tune comes on and it inspires you with an idea. You see it bleed into your reality. What you constructed in your mind literally shows up little by little. It's not like woof. It would be overwhelming to just like jump into a reality and be like, hoopla, everything is here. I don't know about you. Listen, I've had some crazy situations that things appeared instantaneously. And to be honest with you, it was fun. But at the same time, like there was a couple of days for my human mind to kind of like recalibrate. So changing overnight completely, I don't think that's even healthy for your mental health. You know what I mean? Like that wouldn't even be enjoyable. So little by little, the reality that you're constructing in your mind, it's going to bleed into this reality until such time that there will be no separated, meaning it's the same as you imagine. Everything even more, like I said. And so trusting the process is essential. When you know, this is how you know you're on the right track. When you're not worried anymore, you've dealt with all your drama, trauma, panorama, all the triggers, all the insecurities, all the fears came up, you've washed through them, you've worked through them, and now you reach this sweet surrender point where the universe, go the fuck ahead, surprise me, shock me, and delight me. Okay, I know my vibration. I know what I've constructed. It's so vivid. It's so clear in my head that I literally cannot tell the difference between the way that I feel and this reality being so real around me already, even though it's still not there, but you're feeling it on the brink of it, like bursting through and just shocking you. You know, something will happen that will shock you when you will reconstruct your world this way and start expecting other things, of other people, and most certainly changing your mind about who you are, my darling love. It's all about you. I hate to say it. Okay, it's all about you, not in a narcissistic way. It's not, I hate to say it. Why did I just say it? I love to say it. But the way that some people hear it, they mistranslate through the prism of their, distorted beliefs. They translate it like it's a narcissistic thing to say. Probably they're the ones that need it most, parenthesis here. But anyway, it's about you, not in a narcissistic way, but take ownership of your reality kind of way. Manage your household situation. This is the game that you have to get good at. You're already good at something. Like people come to me from all over the world, all sorts of ages, all sorts of, backgrounds, all sorts of professions. And you're usually good at something. I mean, you gotta be. Everybody's good at something. And you're so masterful that you can do it with your eyes closed. Okay, so this is the area of opportunity for you to learn something, to master it. But when you're good at something, as you are at something already, your confidence, it just oozes out of you, right? Drips from you. Like you cannot be separate from that confidence. And so this is just the practice. And this is how you believe, right? When you have the confidence, you naturally believe, well, yeah, if I do this and that, this will be the result. Let's just say in your job. Right? And everybody loves you. And I have these people all the time in my coaching. I'm excellent at work. Everybody comes to me. I'm number one. But, with relationships, it's different. So it's just the mastership of this game is all. And realizing it's a little bit different than work. Well, for me, not that much, but I'm, creative. It's a little bit different in that, there's different interactions, let's just say. But on a personal level, it really is all about you. It's not about a team. It's about you. What do you project and how this SP of yours will mirror it back to you. Okay, mirroring it back to you for you to deal with something. Don't blame them. Don't resent them. I know it's hard. It's still a person, but it's just a representative of that past world. They come complete with that world, meaning that world comes complete with them, the other way around. And that's the only deal you get on that station and that vibration, which is why the work on yourself is the only way out ever, because not a goddamn thing will change unless you change your tune and unless you change the understanding of who you really are. You're godlike. You are the super magician, superhero that's supposed to fly high and whose vibration is supposed to ultimately be cleansed of all the past experiences so that you can offer yourself a new experience and even go there mentally and start imagining, right? Sometimes, like I said, people don't even offer themselves this opportunity because they're just so bogged down in the situation that they're looking at the moment. In other words, relax. It's a piece of motherfucking cake. It really is. It really is. The work on yourself pays such tremendous dividends. I will never get tired of talking about it because it's 100% truth. Because you see the results almost immediately. If you shift, you see it reflected back to you in the universe. There's no question about it. And if you're honest about this process, there's no point in lying and coaching. And I mean, certainly you're doing a disservice to yourself, nobody else. There's no point in misrepresenting because you ought to shift something within you that's been there for quite some time, disrupting this marvelous movie that you really ought to be watching at this moment, And I almost titled this audio, Let Santa Deliver Your SP. But you know what? Fuck Santa. Not for nothing. I love Santa and all, but you be the fucking Santa this year. You bring back your SP, okay, to yourself. Just like you embarked on a shit show story, parallel reality timeline situation, disembark from that bullshit shit show circus and now create a new reality for yourself that inevitably every single person in your life, every single thing in your life will reflect back to you of what you've done mentally. And fuel your manifestations with love. On that frequency, on that light-hearted frequency where you really understand how powerful you are, it's like you have all the answers right away. So ask yourself today if you're genuinely vibrating love towards this someone, towards the situation. Probably the answer will be no, because the kind of situation that it is, it doesn't inspire love out of you. But also understand that this is why this needs to go and change into something you actually can feel good about. This way, it will chase you down the street. The vibration of love just attracts miraculous shit. Send love, but if you're not able to do that, you need to work all of that out before, even bringing back this person, before even, embarking on any relationship, period. Whatever's keeping you stuck in this pattern, your responsibility is to address that. If you want to see any kind of change on the outside, you have to become the change. You have to embody this world in which, choose vibrationally this world in which your problem right now that seems like an enormous mountain either doesn't exist or is minuscule compared to your capabilities. Okay, let yourself become the original superhero that you were originally supposed to be so that you can watch the original superhero movie. Thank you very much for listening. All the information from me, again, is below. Until next time, big kiss. Ciao, ciao.